Hi everyone, welcome back to this short tutorial from Pathology Made Simple at ilovepathology.com. In continuation with the series on neoplasia, this is the part 2 of neoplasia series where we will be understanding the differences between benign and malignant tumors. So by the end of this lecture, you should be able to answer one simple question. And what is that? How can we distinguish a benign tumor from a malignant tumor? That can be done by comparing these tumors based on differentiation, growth rate, local invasion, and metastasis. So let us learn these terminologies one by one. Now, if I show you a tumor under the microscope, can you tell me which normal tissue it resembles? If you can tell as to which normal tissue it resembles, and that is called as differentiation. So basically, differentiation means the extent to which the neoplastic cells or the tumor cells resemble the corresponding normal parenchymal cells. So this resemblance is both morphological resemblance as well as functional resemblance. For example, if you want to say that this is a squamous cell, how does that look? That should look that the cell should be polygonal cell morphologically, and functionally it should secrete or synthesize keratin, right? So if it is a well differentiated squamous cell tumor, which means to say that the cells resemble that of the squamous cells, normal squamous cells. So let me try to explain you how do we differentiate between benign tumors versus malignant tumors based on differentiation. So generally, all benign tumors are well differentiated tumors. For example, lipoma. What is a lipoma? Lipoma is a benign tumor of adipose tissue. Okay. So all the tumor cells in the adipose tissue tumor, that is lipoma, looks like that of a normal adipocyte, right? So that means it resembles to that of a native cell. Similarly, adenoma, it looks that of a normal glandular cells. Whereas malignant tumors, the differentiation ranges from well differentiated to poorly differentiated. What do I mean by well differentiated? Just now I gave you an example, right? A well differentiated squamous cell carcinoma, if you want to call that as a well differentiated squamous cell carcinoma, the cells in that malignant tumor should resemble that of squamous cells, should resemble functionally as well as morphologically. Functionally meaning you should see some keratinization, some keratin, and that is called as keratin pearls. I'll show you with example in the next slide. So if you cannot make out that it is a squamous cell carcinoma, that is called as a poorly differentiated carcinoma. Okay, based on immunohistochemical findings, you can make out that it is squamous cell carcinoma, but morphologically, it does not resemble a squamous cell, and that is poorly differentiated carcinoma. Something in between the well differentiated and poorly differentiated is moderately differentiated. Okay, the same with all malignancies. For example, in this case, well differentiated thyroid carcinoma, and if it doesn't resemble a normal thyroid follicular epithelial cells, it is called poorly differentiated, and something in between is a moderately differentiated tumors. This illustration shows squamous cell carcinoma, which is very well differentiated. Now, what does that mean? That means you can see these lot of these eddies. These are the squamous pearls, right? These are called as keratin pearls or squamous eddies, which is basically the function of a normal squamous cell. So, well differentiated squamous cell carcinoma contain these islands of tumor cells which resemble that of a normal squamous epithelial cell, and also shows a lot of these keratinization. Keratin pearls, they are called as. This is an example of well differentiated. Now, what is anaplasia? Anaplasia, on the contrary, means lack of differentiation. Okay, the other end of differentiation is the anaplasia, lack of differentiation, which means you cannot make out that this is native to that particular site. Okay, can you see this? The tumor cells are very highly pleomorphic. I'll talk about pleomorphism later, which means there is a gross variation in size and shape of the cell. The nuclei look very abnormal. They are all of different sizes. There's a multinucleation. There is a prominent nucleoli. So this is called as anaplasia, right? Which means there is lack of differentiation. There are other important signs of cancer cells, okay, when we talk about differentiation. And those signs, the first important sign you need to understand is pleomorphism. As I told you earlier, pleomorphism refers to variation in the size of the cell and the shape of the cell. If your normal epithelium or the squamous epithelium is somewhat like this, okay, pleomorphism means you can have variable sized cells, and even the nuclei is variably sized and abnormal morphological features. Okay, and that is called as pleomorphism. Okay, variation in cell size and shape. Let us try to differentiate between benign and tumors based on the nucleocytoplasmic ratio. Nucleocytoplasmic ratio in almost all benign tumors will be normal. And what is the normal NC ratio or the nucleocytoplasmic ratio? It is 1 is to 4 or 1 is to 6. If the nucleus forms one part of the cell, the cytoplasm will be like that. Okay, so which means 1 is to 4 or 1 is to 6, whereas the nucleocytoplasmic ratio in malignant tumors is often very high, where the nucleocytoplasmic ratio is around 1 is to 1. The cytoplasm and the nucleus are almost equal in terms of volume. So that is high NC ratio. Can you make out here? You can make out that all these tumor cells have very high NC ratio. Okay, it has a large nuclei and a very small amount of cytoplasm. The nucleus is large, the cytoplasm is also abundant, but still the NC ratio is very high. That's a tumor giant cell. That's another giant cell. Can you make out that? These are the malignant cells with a very high NC ratio. Based on the nuclear shape, also you can make out the difference between benign and malignant tumors. The nuclear shape is normal in case of benign tumor. Okay, it's normal and regular. Whereas in malignant, the nuclear shape is often irregular, variable. Okay, can be of any shape, irregular nuclear shape. And the nuclear membrane is also very regular in case of benign tumors, irregular nuclear membrane. Okay, if that is a cell, the nuclear membrane can be very irregular. Can you see this example? You can make out that here this is all irregular nuclear membranes, right? Irregular nuclear membrane, and you can also make out that some of these cells have very darkly stained nuclei, and that is called as hyperchromatic. Okay, we will talk about this hyperchromatic nuclei. It is again a feature of malignant tumor, which means we are talking about the chromatin here. The nuclear chromatin is normal in case of benign tumors, whereas in case of malignant tumors, they are coarsely clogged and they are distributed along the nuclear membrane, and they are more darkly stained than the normal. Why are they darkly stained? That's because of very high DNA content in the malignant tumors, and that is why we call it as hyperchromatic nuclei, the very characteristic feature of malignant tumors. And these are the examples of hyperchromatic nuclei. Okay, so that is a feature of malignant tumor. If you see a hyperchromatic nuclei and prominent nucleoli, which means you're dealing with a malignant tumor. Again, I told you nucleoli. Some of these tumors have very prominent inclusion like nucleoli. Can you see that? So these are all the cells, and that is the nuclei, and the dark point in the center of the nuclei is the nucleoli. This is a very prominent nucleoli in almost all of the nuclei in this case. This is a very high grade malignancy. Okay. So nucleoli can be abnormally large and prominent in case of malignant tumors. Mitosis. Coming to the mitosis, of course, benign tumors can also have mitosis, but the mitosis in benign tumors are normal mitosis. What do you mean by normal mitosis? Normal mitosis are bipolar mitotic spindles. If this is a cell and that's a nucleus, the mitosis will be bipolar towards opposite poles. That's your normal mitosis. So this is an example of normal mitosis. What are abnormal mitosis and where are they seen? They are seen in malignant tumors, and these are called atypical mitosis. And the mitosis can be tripolar or quadripolar. Can you see this? So this is your tripolar mitosis. And if the mitosis is like this, it is called as quadripolar mitosis. This is also an irregular mitosis. That's an abnormal mitosis. Can you make out? This is also an irregular and abnormal mitosis. So this is a ring-shaped mitosis. Okay, so these are all the forms of abnormal mitosis. Remember, all forms of abnormal mitosis are seen in malignant tumors. Multinucleation is very common in malignant tumors, and these tumor cells are called as tumor giant cells. Okay, and remember, how do you differentiate between a tumor giant cell and a giant cell in infection? Say, for example, Langerhans giant cell. The tumor giant cells, the nuclei in the case of tumor giant cells, you have multiple nuclei. Right? That is why it is called as multinucleated giant cells. And remember, all these nuclei in a tumor giant cell should be pleomorphic. Okay, they are grossly variable in size and shape. So that is why these are called as tumor giant cells. Whereas if it is an histiocytic giant cells or a foreign body type of giant cells, the giant cells do not be, I mean, they are not pleomorphic. Okay, that is how you differentiate between a tumor giant cell and a giant cell which is seen in other conditions. These tumor giant cells are often found in malignant tumors. The second important feature to differentiate between benign and malignant tumor is the growth rate. By and large, all benign tumors are slowly growing tumors. Okay. Sometimes some of the benign tumors have variable growth rate. For example, uterine leiomyoma, they are dependent on the estrogen. Okay. Sometimes they can grow faster rate than normal tumors, normal benign tumors. Whereas all malignant tumors they almost have rapid growth. And remember, all anaplastic cancers, which means which are very high grade cancers, which do not have differentiation, and these are the tumors which have marked increase in the growth rate. So you know the difference between benign and tumor. Benign tumor has slow growth rate, and malignant tumors have rapid growth rate. Moving on to invasion. Now, what is this invasion? Invasion into the adjacent tissue. Almost all benign tumors, they grow as cohesive expansile masses. They remain at their site of origin. They remain localized to their site of origin. And while growing, they compress the adjacent structures, adjacent fibrous tissue, and forms a capsule. And that's why most benign tumors are well encapsulated tumor. This is an example of a well encapsulated benign tumor of adipose tissue, which is called as lipoma. The surrounding tissue is compressed to form a fibrous capsule that is well encapsulated. And because they are well encapsulated, because they are slow growing tumors, and most importantly, they lack the capacity to invade into the adjacent tissue. That's an important feature. Whereas in malignant tumors, they are often poorly demarcated from the surrounding tissue, which means the tumor has infiltrated into the adjacent tissue, right? So look at this. This is not a circumscribed or a well-defined tumor. This has a projections beyond the normal confines. Around they grow into the adjacent tissue. This is a case of carcinoma breast, where the tumor is seen growing into the adjacent normal breast parenchyma. So that's a characteristic feature of malignant tumor. What is that? Invasion. Invasion or infiltration into the adjacent structure is a feature of malignant tumor. The most important differentiating feature is metastasis. What is metastasis? Metastasis is the spread of the primary tumor to physically discontinuous site. For example, if you have a tumor in the breast, if this tumor is seen or if this tumor moves to a distant site like liver or spleen or bone or brain, and that is called as metastasis. Okay, and remember, metastasis is that event which unequivocally makes or marks a tumor as malignant tumor. Okay. If you find a tumor in a distant site, and that is metastasis, which almost always says that you are dealing with a malignant tumor. Benign tumors do not metastasize, and malignant tumors, remember, all malignant tumors have the potential to metastasize, have the potential to move from one place to another place. Okay, they can move into almost all distant organs, liver, spleen, bone marrow, brain, and so on. Some of the malignant tumors, they infrequently metastasize. For example, gliomas. They remain localized. They are locally aggressive tumors. Basal cell carcinomas, another cutaneous tumor. They also are locally aggressive tumors, and they are called as rodent ulcers. They are malignant tumors. They do not go to the distant site, but yet locally invade. That's another feature of malignant tumors, right? So, what did we learn in the last 10 minutes or so? We saw differentiation reflects how closely a tumor resembles to its normal tissue of origin, right? If it is a lipoma, it has to resemble an adipocyte tumor, an adipocyte. That's well differentiated tumor. Anaplasia means lack of differentiation, and anaplasia is a characteristic feature of all malignant tumors. Of course, malignant tumors can also be well differentiated, right? If they are well differentiated, the malignancy is defined by its invasiveness and the metastatic potential, right? The third one, benign tumors usually grow slowly, they remain localized, and they do not invade into the surrounding tissues. And lastly, the malignant tumors can invade, or by and large, they invade into adjacent tissues, and they often show rapid uncontrolled growth, and they can also go into distant sites, and that is called as metastasis. With this, I have come to the end of this session where we understood the differences between benign and malignant tumors based on four important features. One is differentiation, the growth rate, invasiveness, and metastasis. Right? Thank you for watching this video. If you have liked this video, click on that like button. If you have anything to add, do comment in the messages below. And do not forget to subscribe, and please do share so that your friends might be happy to learn too. Thank you.